hidden world right beneath your fingertips. A world that holds secrets, mysterious sites, and conspiracies lurking in every corner. This is the deep web. While most of us browse the familiar internet, checking social media, shopping online, watching videos, there's an entire realm hiding below the surface that you've probably never seen. Today, we're diving into the deep web, what it really is, what's hiding there, and the secrets that most people aren't supposed to know. So if you're ready to go beyond the typical web, buckle up and let's get into it. First, let's talk about what the deep web actually is. The internet, as we know it, has layers, kind of like an iceberg floating in the ocean. Above the surface is what we call the surface web, the part of the internet indexed by search engines like Google and Bing. This is where websites, news, and social media live. But beneath that surface lies the deep web, which actually makes up around 96% of the internet. That's right, what you see on a daily basis only represents about 4% of everything online. The deep web includes things we interact with regularly, but can't just search for: private emails, online banking information, personal cloud storage, and more. It's an essential part of the internet that protects privacy, but there's a twist. A small section of the deep web, known as the dark web, is where things get a little more mysterious, secretive, and, let's just say, not as safe. There's a lot of hype about the dark web, but the truth is, not everything you hear is accurate. Contrary to popular belief, it's not some lawless zone full of criminals lurking in every corner. Sure, there are illegal activities, but the reality is more complex. Think about your medical records, research data, and legal documents. This is all part of the deep web, and it's critical for privacy and security. It's something most people don't realize. The deep web also hosts resources you'd never expect. For instance, universities, research institutions, and government organizations store massive amounts of data here. Many people working in science, law, and medicine use the deep web for legitimate purposes every day. Now, let's go a bit deeper into the infamous dark web. The dark web operates on encrypted networks and requires special software like Tor or I2P to access it. This software makes your activity difficult to trace, which is both its appeal and its risk. The anonymity of the dark web has created a marketplace for nearly anything you can imagine, and plenty of things you probably can't. Some sites on the dark web are infamous, like the Silk Road, a marketplace for illegal drugs until the FBI shut it down in 2013. Today, other marketplaces still exist where illicit activities take place, but it's also used by people in countries with strict censorship to access information and communicate freely. It's not just a hub for illegal goods. For many people, it's actually a source of freedom in places where the internet is restricted. One of the biggest secrets of the deep web is that it's not as dangerous as some might believe, if you're careful, that is. There's plenty of information on the deep web that's perfectly legal, like hidden book collections, obscure research papers, and even indie films you won't find anywhere else. It's like an underground digital library. Imagine a place where researchers share their work without the restrictions or paywalls of traditional platforms. A huge benefit for academics and enthusiasts alike. But then there are secrets that governments might not want you to know about. Whistleblowers often use the dark web to reveal confidential information about governments or corporations. Edward Snowden, for instance, reportedly used the deep web to share data from the NSA, and WikiLeaks often uses these hidden channels to safely transmit sensitive information. The deep web, at its core, represents a fight for privacy. Its anonymity is both its greatest strength and its biggest risk. Journalists, activists, and human rights workers use it to stay safe in oppressive regions. It's where you'll find forums and resources used by people who need an anonymous way to share critical information, from political refugees to scientists in controversial fields. But there's a darker side. Hackers also use the deep web to trade private data, and we're not just talking about credit card numbers. Medical records, social security numbers, even government documents are sold here. Why? Because on the dark web, identities are hidden, making it tough for authorities to track these transactions. Here's a tip. If you're ever tempted to explore the deep web or dark web, remember that it's not like the regular internet. There are rules and best practices for staying safe. Never use your real name or personal information, and be very cautious about clicking on unfamiliar links. You could stumble upon information or websites that put you at risk. For those wanting to learn more about the deep web for legitimate research or privacy interests, tools like the Tor browser can help you browse more securely. Just remember, even though you might be anonymous, there are always risks. It's also important to know the legal boundaries, because visiting certain sites, even out of curiosity, could have serious consequences. So, what's the future of the deep web? With data breaches and internet surveillance becoming common, more people are turning to it for protection. Privacy experts believe the deep web will only continue to grow as our need for digital privacy rises. And with innovations like blockchain technology, we may see new ways to navigate this hidden web safely. Interestingly, some tech companies are already exploring ways to make parts of the deep web more accessible. Imagine a future where you can access some of its valuable resources without needing special software or feeling like you're crossing into forbidden territory. This could open a world of information to millions. In the end, the deep web and dark web represent a double-edged sword. They're places where secrets are both kept and revealed, where privacy can be found, but also where dangers may lurk. It's a part of the internet that's always been there, but only a fraction of people will ever truly explore it. What do you think? Should we all be a little more curious about what lies beneath the surface, or is it a world better left untouched? Let us know in the comments. If this journey into the hidden internet intrigued you, hit that subscribe button for more deep dives into mysterious topics. Thanks for watching, and stay curious, but stay safe.